Hey guys, it's Christian from RackNerd, and in today's video, we're going to explain the different levels of web hosting. So let's go ahead and get into it. In the web hosting world, there are generally 4 different types of hosting that you have access to. Those are shared hosting, reseller hosting, VPS, and a dedicated server. If you're confused or don't know anything about some of these options, don't worry, by the end of the video, you'll be well informed, I promise. So in this video, we're actually going to use housing examples to explain the different types of hosting. So a shared hosting plan would be the most cost-effective form of hosting for your website. This would be something like an apartment that you have a couple of roommates in. Shared hosting is perfect for small websites that are just starting out that don't get a ton of traffic. Now, a shared hosting plan doesn't require any technical knowledge. You still have control over pretty much everything with your website from A to Z. However, you do it through a very nice interface. This interface is called a cPanel or control panel. Now, the cPanel can still be a little bit complicated, and if you have any issues with it, you can drop us an email or talk to us anytime and we can help at RackNerd. And that brings us to our next level. Now, our next level is the reseller hosting plan. Reseller hosting can be described as you've just got an apartment with, let's say, 3 bedrooms in it, and you want to rent out 2 of those bedrooms. So you have the ability to go out and find people to join you in that apartment and sign a lease. So let's say that I own a marketing company and I need to build a website for a client. I can build their website on a reseller hosting plan, and then I can charge them basically rent to host their website. This means that you can create sub-accounts for other people, businesses, entrepreneurs, you name it. Anybody who needs a website can go under your account, and you are able to resell hosting services through RackNerd. Now, moving on to a VPS, which stands for Virtual Private Server. Think of a VPS as your own apartment. Well, reseller was explained as you have an apartment with 3 bedrooms and you're trying to rent them out. VPS is basically you have an apartment that has 3 bedrooms and you're not trying to rent them out. You want them all. So while VPS does give you a lot more privacy than shared, you are still on a platform or a server with more people. However, a VPS actually comes with root access, which means you can access the terminal and configure applications according to your own requirements. Now, on a VPS, you have your own little slice of the server. It's completely yours and it is dedicated to you. It is a full server, so that means that you have some other people, some other websites and hosting services around you. Think of this as you own the apartment or you're renting the apartment, but you don't own the entire complex. There are still other units and people are in those other units. However, you do have your own VPS, you do have your own apartment. What that means is you still share resources with other people. However, you have complete control over everything with your website, and you can do a lot more overall. A VPS is ideal for medium-sized websites, or for those who want root access to their own server. A VPS can be used for more than just hosting websites. We oftentimes see customers using a VPS service to host game servers, voice over IP services, development sandboxes, and more. RackNerd VPS services can be installed on any Linux machine, and we have Windows options also. Moving on to dedicated servers. A dedicated server is exactly that. It's dedicated. That means it's only you, all day, all night. You name it, you got it. So the analogy here would be this is your house. You own it, or at least rent it, but it is all yours. Nobody else is on the server with you. It is entirely dedicated to you, to your website. You receive root access like you would with a VPS, although the server is entirely dedicated to you. No one else is using it. This means that you get a lot more horsepower than you would with a VPS, and you're not sharing resources with anyone at all. However, dedicated servers are rather costly. They are the most expensive option on this list. This is best for big websites or websites with heavy workloads that require a lot of resources. This means that you can fully maximize the potential of your server's CPU without any issues or interruption. So to address the question of what hosting service is right for me, while there isn't a black or white answer, this really comes down to the size of your website and the workload it requires. If you're just starting out and you have a low traffic website, a shared hosting plan won't be bad at all. If you're trying to resell hosting, of course a reseller hosting plan would be the best course of action there. Now, a VPS would be perfect for a medium-sized website, or if you wanted to host something a little bit outside of websites in general, like we mentioned before. Also, a VPS gives you direct route access. And of course, if you need a lot of performance, you don't want anybody else to be on your server, and you have a very large website, chances are a dedicated server is the way to go for you. No matter what stage you're at, Racknerd is here to help. We provide all of these services, and best of all, we provide competitive pricing, and we're experts at what we do. So you can rely on us to be there to support your growth. We've had many customers start small with us and grow to multiple services. So we've seen it all, we've supported it all, and we're here to support everybody. One more thing, real estate agents always talk about location, location, location. The same can be said about the data center your website is hosted at. The general rule of thumb is the closer your server is to your target audience, the faster your website's applications will load for them. This is why Racknerd offers multiple data center locations for you to choose from. Choose to work with a provider that has multiple locations like Racknerd can provide you with a great competitive edge in terms of website performance. If you have any questions or would like a free consultation on web hosting, feel free to visit us at racknerd.com or send us an email at sales@racknerd.com, and we'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching.